So here we are already at the end of day
three.
3
Oh
of
my
the
God.
International Astronautical Congress 2024. Ayushee, let's go through some of the highlights of today. And why don't you kick it off?
Well, my day, which pretty much like yours, our day started with a very interesting space communicators breakfast, which is what I think I love about being here because there's so much recognition about for communicators and communications. So that was pretty interesting, and it sort of spilled through my day because I ended up going while I was going around meeting so many more space communicators who were not there at the breakfast, but I ended up meeting them, talking to them about their journeys, also discussing things like I want to get into policy further, so the role of communication and policy and things like that. And I met a lot of, I met folks from UNUSA, I met Sirisha Bandla, so there was astronaut, there was policy people, there were communicators, so I think, yeah, it was a mix.
Well, that reflects what we're here for, right? We're here to meet new people. For career purposes, for business development, for inspiration,
Yes.
for whatever it is. So my day, all my days here are practically like that. I also started with, no, I didn't start with the Space Communicators breakfast. There were in fact 3 breakfasts this morning. I started with the International Space University class representatives, coffee, down at a coffee place in the shopping mall behind us. Then we had the diversity breakfast, the traditional 3D idea diversity breakfast hosted
Yes.
by the IAF, and then we had the Space Communicators breakfast, and of course that was the best one. With all my space communications friends, you were there, many influencers were there. Thank you, Galactic Chloe, for hosting
Yes.
us at the Swiss booth.
Swiss booth.
We played a game.
Yes.
Congratulations, Danny, with winning Swiss space socks. Well done.
I also played a game that reminds me at one of the booths, and there was a spin the wheel game, and I won this Stress Buster star.
There are so many fun things happening
going
here,
around,
are
yeah.
there? So let's see.
On that note, sorry to interrupt, I would just want to add, you talked about diversity, and I think in the opening we did mention about diversity in terms of gender, geography, and generation. I think IAC clearly is about that. And I met so many people today, even if they were communicators, their geography was different, their genders were different, and there was so much diversity in their age as well. So I think it's a great place to definitely, which is inclusive of everyone and everybody.
Yep, and I guess in a way, Ayushee, we represent that.
Yeah.
Because we differ on all these 3Gs. So,
Absolutely.
and hopefully that is a reflection on how the space industry is developing. So
Yes.
I'm really happy to see this theme in the IAC. Let's see, I attended my first technical session. I know they started on Monday, but I attended my first technical session on human spaceflight. A few of my friends were presenting there. That is a reason to go there. The room was actually quite full. We
Yeah.
had about 40 or 50 people in the audience to talk about human spaceflight. That was interesting. Did you attend something?
Yes, I attended also my first technical session sort of. It was more around space as a dual-use technology, and I also attended my first IAF committee on space education and outreach.
Yes.
Which I'm very excited about and hope to be a part of further and do much more work with, again, people from all over the world.
Well, and thank you for joining us, because the Space Education Outreach Committee, that's the committee that I'm part of.
Yes,
I'm
Chair.
the symposium chair for the Space Education and Outreach Symposium that is happening here. So thank you for joining, because this is a representation of space education and outreach
Yes,
professionals.
yes.
And of course, you as a journalist, me as a marketeer, we had lots of educators representing different universities from all over the world, outreach personalities. We even have astronauts on the committee. So if you're interested in playing a role in space education and outreach, or in any other topic of the IAC, go to the website iafastro.org and have a look at the different committees. All committees are always open for new blood, for new people to join. So have a look at that. So I'm glad you were in the Space Education and Outreach Committee. We talked in the committee meeting. It was a 2-hour meeting, the second one this week. We talked mostly about the future of what can the committee do to have an even bigger impact now at the IAC in Australia next year, but also in between. How can we as an Education Outreach Committee really make an impact in this area?
Yeah.
So that was that. Then let's look at what happened at the end of the day here. We had the reveal, and I'm looking that way, but you can't see it, it's outside the frame. We had the reveal of a very exciting spacesuit. Tell us about it.
So it's the Axiom spacesuit right there, and it has been the big revelation. And yesterday they just placed like that glass frame, and it was empty, and there was a lot of anticipation as to what's going to come there. And today they revealed that suit, and that place, that corner, has been crowded. We're going to show that to you soon. Keep waiting for that, but yeah, that's very, very exciting.
Yeah, we wanted to do our video there, but it was so crowded. that we couldn't do it. That's a popular thing. Axiom working with the fashion house Prada to develop a lunar EVA suit, and it looks amazing. It's clean. There's no lunar dust on it yet, but hopefully we'll see it covered in dust.
Talking about lunar dust, I went to see the samples from the far side of the moon that are there at the Chinese Space Agency's booth, and also the sample from asteroid Bennu at NASA.
What an amazing opportunity. We talked about it initially. I saw it this morning as well. And if you go early in the morning, there's no crowds, because I hear in the Chinese booth, there's quite a line of people who want to see the far side of the moon.
Yeah.
And a little reveal, the far side of the moon is grey. Anyway, let's talk about tonight's event. Okay,
Yeah.
we are now at the end of the day. We're about to go to the Young Professional Reception, which happens every night here. Which is in the building, and we stay in the building because it's raining outside. Welcome to Europe. It's raining in October.
It's been raining, it's been a little cold and grey.
But that's not the only thing that is happening. We have the opening of an exhibit, and I was going to go there, but I'm a little bit discouraged by the rain, unfortunately, too. An exhibit by the European Space Agency and Italian astronaut Luca Parmitano on forests, a photography exhibit in the Leica Gallery in Town Centre. And tonight, in the diversity theme, we have the Space Pride taking place. So that is an important one on Diversity Day, and I'm very proud to see that happening around the IAC.
And just to add one more thing, so there's exhibition, there are exhibits, there are of course space and literally elements of space right here, but there are also a lot of discussions and meetings and MOUs and exchanges happening between companies. I managed to attend a few of them. Some of them are Indian companies that I attended, and a lot of MOUs have been exchanged between companies, which I think is a great development because of companies coming together, collaborating, and so we know that things are moving further in the industry.
Yeah, and that's what happens here. Of course, this is an academic conference, well, by tradition, but it's also a trade show. Many people are here to do business, to sell launches. I was talking to the CEO of the new launch site in the Azores in Portugal. Very exciting developments that we see all over the world. So, and these people are here to do business, to find customers, to find launcher companies, to find payloads, to anything. Business is happening here as well. That is important to realize. It is academia, it is business, it is government. It's all these elements that make the space industry. Exactly. Now let's look forward a little bit to tomorrow.
Oh yes.
The theme tomorrow is Science and Academic. So it's the Science and Academic Day tomorrow. And what we're going to have tomorrow,
the Yuri's night.
Little preview. Tomorrow night is Yuri's night. So if you don't have your tickets yet, get your tickets for Yuri's night now. Otherwise, are you going to go?
I may not.
And there's lots of people on the brink because this is going to be late. But I'm going, and we will tell you all about that. Probably not in the recap tomorrow. Probably in the recap
not,
on Friday.
Maybe, on a recap on Friday.
Dead on Friday.
Oh yes. Oh yes. But we are not dead yet. And before we close, I also want to acknowledge we are doing this at the SGAC booth, the Space Generational Advisory Council, and they are also celebrating their 25th year. And SGAC is an amazing community for students. So if you're interested in space, you must be a member of SGAC and an active member. There are a lot of opportunities. Just check that out.
Thank you for mentioning that, because we are here in their booth, and they rebuilt the whole booth specifically for us. So thank you, SGC, for doing that. If you're under 35, exactly, join the Space Generation Advisory Council. With that, I think it's time for us to go up, find some food, because otherwise I'm going to fall off my stool here. And we will see you again on day 4 of the International Astronautical Congress 2024. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.